Am I the butthole for refusing to pay for my mother's hospital bills? Shortly after my 5th birthday, my dad found out that I was not biologically his. He immediately threw me and my mother out of his life, which now looking back I can't really blame him. It would be a nightmare to raise someone who is a constant reminder of your wife cheating. Shortly after that, we moved from a mansion to a very small apartment, and my life has been absolutely lonely and horrible since then. The love that my mother had for me disappeared in an instant, and she and my half-siblings constantly blame me for being the reason for the divorce, have hated me since. I was constantly told by my own family, including my mother, that they all wished that I would die and would have never been born and things like that. I try not to get my half-siblings' words get to me since they were kids as well, but it still hurts to this date. My mother married my stepdad when I was 10, and he and his kids, my step-siblings, have made it very clear they didn't like me, and things got even worse. I was given the smallest room, no new clothes or things, and constantly ignored if not being bullied by my family. Both my stepfamily and half-siblings went on great and fantastic trips and were given all the latest gadgets and everything as well, while I was left behind. It actually came to the point where no one had wished me even a happy birthday since I was 8 years old. I had no friends at school as well. I was that quiet kid who was always isolated and left out of everything. I 27 am now, managed to get a full ride to Dream College and am now financially quite secure. I now have a very good friend and an amazing fiancé with whom I have a 3-year-old son, and her family has adopted me as one of their own. My finance also convinced me to go to therapy, for which I am very grateful as well, and I am basically doing great in life and have moved past everything. Recently my mother contacted me a few days ago saying she needed my help, money actually, cause she has cancer, and I firmly but politely refused her, saying that while I sympathize with her situation, it is not my responsibility, and she should lose my number and never contact me again. I am now hounded by my stepfamily and even my half-siblings that I shouldn't refuse, and my response was pretty much the same, and I have blocked them as well. Yesterday my mother called me from her friend's phone, this time ordering me to pay since she has sacrificed so much for me, to which I replied, "You never sacrificed anything, you gave away everything you had cause you just couldn't keep your legs closed," and hung up on her. I have blocked them all and now just keep receiving messages calling me an butthole among other things from new numbers, which I promptly block, but now occasionally I feel quite guilty. What my mother did was horrible, yes, but no one deserves to die for such things. So, Reddit, am I the butthole for refusing to pay my mother's hospital bill even though it may lead to her death? Not the butthole. You don't owe anything to your abusers. And everyone has to die eventually. It is no coincidence that they're trying to get back into your life at this precise moment, when they need money and you have it. Please continue to enjoy the wonderful life you have built for yourself and leave these people behind. These are the same people who cry but we are fam-fi-e. Why can't the rest of the half-siblings and step-siblings scrape up money together instead of dumping it on one person? FR, the original poster needs to keep their head up and these people out of their lives. Not the butthole. That one is easily countered here by "You all wished I wasn't and your wish has been granted. Goodbye." The hypocrisy is strong here. Every time my mother-in-law makes a new Facebook profile and tries to guilt my husband into talking to her because family, he says, "You disowned me, so I'm not your son anymore. That means we aren't family," and blocks her. I like this. Your husband has a very nice spine. Good find. Don't say that too loud. The Am I the Butthole crew might hunt him down, so they can study him. This made me laugh out loud. Seriously, let's study this amazing specimen of a man with a spine of titanium. Original poster, please tell them this. They wanted you out of their family, so they can't force you back in when they need money. What a great response. Friends are the family we choose for ourselves. Blood does not mean love or responsibility. A friend of mine was telling me that person A was a member of their family, and then was having difficulty explaining they really weren't related. But they are just like family, that's the abbreviated version. He asked me if I understood what he meant. I replied, sometimes your closest family start out as friends. Exactly. Can't upvote this one enough, pointing finger. My thought exactly. Original poster, your mom blamed you for her mistakes, and so do your half-siblings. Your step-family hates you for no valid reason, and they discarded you as early as 8 yo. Only monsters treat kids like this. They have established that they were monsters and didn't want you. They have made their bed. Now they can lie in it. They made it very clear early on that they wouldn't give you anything, now they can't expect you to do anything for them. Also, even if you're doing well in life, lots of people doing well in life still live paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, I find that weird, but to their own, so just assuming you have money saved is dumb. And if they expect you to take on debts, well, I think they really don't understand how they treated you. Though I think I'd bring that up with your therapist. Your choice is absolutely reasonable and justified, but even things that are justified can make you feel like crap. The important bit is whether you can live with that choice or not. It's all about taking care of yourself now. I'm sorry for your mother, but you're definitely not the butthole here. If there's any here, it would be them, and the healthcare system that doesn't pay for it. Also, you might want to change your phone number, otherwise you'll most likely keep receiving those text messages for quite a while, and this kind of stuff can take a real toll on your mental health. Your choice is absolutely reasonable and justified, but even things that are justified can make you feel like crap. The important bit is whether you can live with that choice or not. It's all about taking care of yourself now. Yes, this. This is one of those Am I the Butthole posts where from the outside it's like, how could original poster even think they might be the butthole, but that's what abuse does to you. Doing the right thing can still feel so bad. An original poster deserves to heal from that pain and take care of himself while makes this difficult and completely correct choice. Definitely agree with changing your number. As much as it is a pain in the butt, it might help with the harassment. To be honest, I kind of can't wait for the day my toxic sibling reaches out for money. Going to be sweet. Agreed, not the butthole. Also, don't call her mother, she's just the woman who birthed you, she was never a mother. Thank you for calling them what they are, abusers. She's your sister just because we share DNA does not take away she tortured me for years. Mentally and physically. Original poster, your feelings are valid. They are your abusers. The best thing you can do is live your life and be happy. Not the butthole. Change your number. Not the butthole. Sometimes your horrible mistreatment of your own children can come back to haunt you. I'd have said, pretend I was never born like you always wished for and never call me again. Just like you wished I didn't exist, I really don't gaff what happens to you now. Go ask the other kids you showed love to for money. It'd be the ultimate revenge if you were able to develop some sort of friendly relationship with her former husband who she cheated on. Just tell him that his success inspired you to want to be successful and thank him for all that he did because he was actually the best parent you ever had. I don't know if that could lead to something nice, but it might. Original poster replies. While your revenge does sound very good, my mother's ex-husband and I never talked again after the divorce, and he married someone that my mother never really knew and has lived a happy life after that, which he deserves after what my mother did to him. I understand, but enough time has passed that it might be nice for him to hear that if you can find him, because he did spend half a decade being your dad. And might be impressed with the adult you've become. Original poster replies. You certainly have a point. I think I will message him, but only once this drama and COVID have been finally dealt with. Thank you for your time and response. I understand, but enough time has passed that it might be nice for him to hear that if you can find him, because he did spend half a decade being your dad. He's spent over 2 decades not being your dad. I hadn't even registered that you had half siblings from him until I read your comment below. So have they been in contact with him all this time? Original poster replies. Yes, he is their father after all, and he managed to get primary custody. I only met my half siblings when they came to visit our mom. Me and my mom was banned from his house. So at the point of the divorce he had spent half a decade being your dad, and even less so with your siblings because you were the oldest. I get the idea of the best revenge being a life lived well, but if the half decade he spent being your dad matters now, then it's egregious that he abandoned you as your dad and banned you from his house while continuing to see your half siblings. I'm obviously not saying he shouldn't have seen them, but if the being your dad matters, then he should have continued to be your dad because you were his son for 5 years. It's irrelevant now. You don't have contact with him, even though he could have reached out through your siblings. You're not the butthole for not paying for your mom. She has a large family to pay for her, and even if she doesn't, it's not on you, though the slut comment was unnecessary. But why on earth would you reach out to him? Yeah, the people saying he should reach out clearly are envisioning some sort of Disney-level unrealistic crap where the relationship was just waiting all along for someone to make an effort. As opposed to the more likely reality that everyone is kind of okay with this equilibrium and stirring it up isn't going to end the way the posters are fantasizing it will. So, here's what I would say. Do not contact this man. He has an ongoing link to you through your half-siblings who he has raised. He already knows as much about your life as he wants to, and the fact that he has never made contact with you is a clear indication that he will not receive contact from you well. You say that your family lived in a mansion when you were little, which indicates that the man your mother duped is rich. I guarantee that if you contact him, he will believe you are only reaching out to get some kind of payout. He will never trust that you don't have ulterior motives. There is a silver lining here, though it might not seem like it. That is that your half-siblings apparently have access to some serious wealth through their father. Not only that, but the way they are harassing you indicates that they are deeply concerned for their mother. It all adds up to them having the means to help her if, in fact, she really needs that financial help. You can rest easy. You are off the hook. Not the butthole. Don't reach out to him. I legit don't understand that advice. Just continue living your life with your wife, be happy and successful, and leave your crap family in the past. That man sounds like a real butthole and I wouldn't message him. You were a small child, and he participated in scapegoating you to the family. Most adults know not to punish children for the sins of their parents. To you, he was your dad, and he just walked away and never saw you again. I'm sure his treatment of you contributed to the coldness your half-siblings showed you through the years. Your whole family sucks. Wishing you happiness with your fiancé and adult life. Not the butthole. You were abused by not only your mother but all of your siblings and your step-family for your mother's mistake. Then years later the only reason she's calling you is because you're successful and can pay her medical bills? Ha! Original poster replies. It's certainly ironic. I don't really blame my half-siblings for how they felt. They saw their entire family crumbling and saw me as the reason for it. The oldest has even apologized to me when she turned 24 and I have had no contact with the other two. Thank you for your time and response. Aw honey. I'm so sorry your family treated you like this. You did not deserve any of it. Hugs from an internet stranger. Edit, not the butthole. Not the butthole. You didn't ask to be born, and yet your mom thinks that all the things she did for you, read the bare minimum, entitles her to the value of your hard work. It just further reiterates that she and the rest of your family are toxic. I'm glad you didn't let the circumstances of your birth hold you back from being a healthy, successful individual. You should be really proud of yourself. Both the kids and the adults had over 20 years to go. Okay, you know what we did was not cool, let's reach out and make proper amends. The fact none of them did. There's no excuse whatsoever for the fact that people that are all older than original poster and have been adults for over a decade, never attempted to make up for their abuse. All of them are toxic and not actually family indeed. Not the butthole. If you choose to answer the phone in the future you should just ask, who is this? Sorry, I don't know anyone by that name, hope you find who you are looking for. And then just hang up. If they call back and say it's a family member, just respond with, I'm sorry you haven't found who you are looking for, but I was orphaned around 5 years old and don't have any family. Original poster replies. Great response. Not the butthole. She made her choice to treat you like crap. She has her husband and step-family. They can provide for her. How can not paying the bill lead to her death? If she, and her new family, need help, that's what federal and state agencies are for. They can also do a GoFundMe. Not the butthole, not at all. Good on you for getting away from them. Stand strong and don't let them get to you. What goes around comes around, and it is now biting your awful family hard in the butt. Not the butthole, although I'm not sure I really believe this story. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.